What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be talking about this firearm you see in front of me. Now we're not going to talk about everything, but we're going to talk about a couple things on there because it's very interesting. Videos I've made in the past on this video, comments I've received, and so on. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe, let me know what you carry today. Also, let me know what you think of the Meprolight Bullseye FT front sights, or Meprolight as some people would say. Now first off, I just want to say, yes, this is a Polymer 80. And here's the thing. Polymer 80 has so many lawsuits against the government and the ATF and certain laws and stuff like that. Everybody should be supporting Polymer 80. Whether or not you like their lowers, whether or not you trust them, whether or not you want to build them, they are a pro two-way company. They are American and they support our Second Amendment rights unlike anyone else. So you got to give respect where respect is due. The one thing I will say though is it's weird. There's a correlation, a very strong correlation between people who have Polymer 80s and people who get into boating accidents. So just be aware of that if you are going to get a Polymer 80. But anyways, I have a couple videos on this exact firearm. And I was talking about how awesome these sights are. And yes, there's a reason there is no front sight. Yes, it looks a little crazy, but we'll get into it. But this is one of those builds that you just want to take pride in. You just want to put something together on your own. You want to take the time, make precise holes. You want to make sure everything's the spec. You want to get all the parts functioning and working in one system. You know, take it to the range, you may have a couple of issues, but as you tweak it and as you run heavier ammo through it in certain rounds, everything starts to fall in place. And on top of that, if you really want to, you could go with a lower. You could put a Glock 26 upper on it or a Glock 19 upper on your larger frames and stuff, and get some extra things out of it. With the subcompacts, you can get yourself a rail and better texturing and a different grip angle if that's what you really like. But for me, I do like Glock grip angle as is, so I like it the way it is. But here's the thing, if you are going to be using it for carry, make sure you get a serialized lower, because then the holes are 100% perfect, and just swap out all your OEM internals, and then you now have a Glock 26, 27, 33, 39, or 28 with a rail. Now, the thing I was going to talk about were these sights. Now, this is not a carry firearm for me. Could it be? Yes, it's been 100% reliable. But is it? No, it's not. I will not carry these firearms. I'm good with what I practice with and train with, and I tend to stick to more stuff that is OEM with just minor changes here and there. But those changes are stuff that I've tested. But check out these sights, right? Actually, before we check out the sights, look at this back plate. Think about your last month or last couple months. Is this not the realest backplate you've ever seen? And also, does it not make more sense having it on this than anything else? Yeah, that is the realest thing you've ever seen. Awesome backplate. Love it. Anyways, let's talk about these sights. Yes, a very short sight radius. People also say they cover way more target than your iron sights. Well, think about your iron sights. You got your rear, then you got your front post. You still have those little notches in between. So they're going to be very similar to basically having, you know, lined up iron sights, right? But I do get the sight radius and stuff like that, but these aren't meant for making 100-yard shots with. I had someone put in the comments say, how are you going to make a 100 to 150-yard shot with that? I said, chances are if you're making a 100, 150-yard shot, you are going to be getting some criminal charges. It is no longer self-defense. But these are sights that are for up close and personal. But once again, what people didn't realize from that video, even about red dots, even about FT sights, here is the thing. Oh yeah, and by the way, these first came out on the SIG P365 SAS, and basically it's just a snag-free sight setup on that front post and stuff like that by not having it, and they had theirs lower, sitting lower. This actually sits higher like sights do, and actually works pretty similar. Now, is it hard to line up? No, actually not at all. But here's the thing, in self-defense encounters, a lot of people go to the range and just go boom, right? And they're practicing these kind of shots. Well, in self-defense, you're going to be shooting the second that firearm comes out of that holster, you're going to be aiming like this, letting shots go. And then as you move up and backwards, getting yourself space, then you can start using sights. But in self-defense encounters, one, you rarely have the time to get on sights. Two, you shouldn't be extending your firearm because A, they can grab it, they can put it out of battery, and on top of that, they can grab onto your arm, and then it's now a hand-to-hand combat situation, and they can knock the firearm out of the battle completely. But on top of that, you just got to train with your stuff. You got to train what you have. Now, would I carry these? No. But at the same time, they're awesome technology. And here's the thing. Stuff like this, even though a lot of people aren't going to carry it, it's cool to go to the range and shoot with it and learn it and stuff like that. It's actually fun. And if you do line it up properly and learn these sights, it's very accurate. Like I said, within reason, within a certain difference. But on a build where you just want to have fun, you know, make a cheap build that runs, that functions, that has something a little different, why not? It's cool. Also, this is a TTS custom barrel, which you can't tell until I lock the slide back, but made in-house with Safari Precision. Everyone's like, oh, that's a cheap barrel. No, it's literally TTS custom. They just don't brand themselves as Safari Precision. Therefore, you get the barrel for about $75 to $100 less. So I don't understand people who make comments about some stuff they have no idea about, but it is what it is. But these are absolutely awesome sights, super cool. Like I said, self-defense, chances are you'll never use them, and it's actually very easy to acquire because you always get like a little shadow somewhat, whether it's that outer ring, that middle ring, you get something. So as long as your natural point of aim is going to be on, you are going to see those dots. But they're actually really cool sights. Like I said, I wouldn't carry them, but there's nothing better than more competition. Anyways, guys, oh yeah, and on top of that, Meprolight is an Israeli company that makes amazing technology. They make some of the best stuff for rifles, pistols, all sorts of stuff. So don't sleep on a company like this. Trust me, they do their research, they do their testing, and they don't put out crap. So it is what it is. Those are the Meprolight Bullseye FT sights. Let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments. Thanks for watching.